Anyways, awakenings. Awakenings are a big one. This is a much bigger sticking point than cubes. Cubes are something you will get yelled at pretty much all the time by weapon masters. Weapon masters have some of the best pre-cube skills in the game, and their cubes are almost insta-kill. They are really good. If you get a high-level weapon master to use a +10 weapon and uses illusion sword on you, that is pretty much it. You get a really high weapon master to use his dragon rush, and you're not ready for it, and you don't punch or have your defenses up, you know, like I told you about the backstep cancel. If you don't have the that going, he is going to kill you, because he gets you in 3 of those. He'll get you in at least 2 from anywhere on the screen. He can go from every map, left to right, easily. He'll get you in 2 of them, and then he'll it actually bounces you up in the air, so that sets him up for his combo. So he probably has a 70-hit combo to ride the end of that Dragon Rush, and many of those hits are on the ground too, so there's not much you can do about it. They'll bounce you before you have a chance to quick rebound. So basically, they have insane cubes. They get upset when other people use cubes because they're like, well, okay, I had this much more powerful weapon in my back pocket that I was being nice and not using. I'm grateful for that at lower levels. Nowadays, I just kind of blow it off. I say, listen, I can take all your cubes. I've fought Illusion Sword, I've fought Dragon Rush, I have, you know, my good heavy armor now, I'm all set with my defenses. Bring it on, essentially, is what I tell them. I say, you know, awaken on me if you want. Please awaken on me. That will give me an excuse to awaken. And that's the other thing. Whenever I see a group of people and somebody awakens, that is like go time for me, because I am so happy to use Ancient Trigger. It's probably the coolest looking move in the game. Opinions may vary, but that is some awesome move right there. I freaking love it. And in PvP, it actually knocks him down, you'll notice, and it does it a lot. So it doesn't do a lot of damage either. It does about, I'd say it does about 7 or 8 hits tops out of 16. So I mean, that's a lot of damage, but out of 16, we do 16 in PvE. This thing just cleans house in PvP, or PvE. I used it in that new tower. I got like 20 bars off the boss with that full strength upgrade using it. Anyway, in PvP it does, what is that? So what did I say? About 8? Sounds right. 8 times 6, or 8 times 3 is 24. It does 24,000. That's a little more than an extruder. So it's basically another extruder that has a huge chance of missing. So, I mean, anybody who is going to tell you not to use your Awaken should try it first, but it's really not good manners to use it, ever. I would wait until you know you're in a friendly group, or you know that somebody else uses it. Like, I had a Berserker that I fought one time in a brawl, and every single brawl, he would use his Awakening. Same goes for a Rogue. Every single one, she used her Awakening. So I used Ancient Trigger on her a few times. And to tell you the truth, I didn't regret it. I mean, she really had a lot of trouble getting through my armor. That Rogue Awakening is just ridiculous damage. It does like 1/3 of my health. So it was about the only thing that really scared me, was that I knew she would awaken on me occasionally. And that was the only way she could really even the fight. You know, we played a lot of brawls, so she just stayed out of combat until I was hurt and would use her Awakening. So that pretty much freed me up to use mine. I like having all my skills available to me. I don't like matches where I have to remember not to cube, because if I shoot somebody up in the air and I'm thinking like, what do? I guess I could nuke. I press the button before I realize, shit, what were the rules for this match? Oh, we weren't supposed to use cubes. Oh, I feel so bad now. I have every move you see on the bar, plus grenades, plus Spriggan, plus Flamethrower, plus Lancer on my bar. I can reach all of those with my skills. And I've played long enough, at no time do I forget I don't have those skills, except maybe Lancer. That is one that I really never use. So when I'm thinking of the situation and looking at my tactical situation, I, in my mind, am thinking all of these moves are available. You know, if it comes up where this guy has, you know, almost full health, and he's in the corner and he can't get out, the first thing that comes to my mind is Ancient Trigger, because that's the only thing I really have that would even the fight. And luckily, I kind of have a stopgap on that. I don't always use Ancient Trigger. I mean, that would just be mean. But it comes to mind, and I have to tell myself not to use it. So as we start making rules for PvP, oh, you can't use this, you can't do that, you can't jump, you can't... I mean, it becomes like, what, Final Fantasy Tactics, where the judge tells you what you can and can't do. In my opinion, I'd say everybody be cool. If you're low-level character, you have an excuse to say not to do something. If you're level 45 and I use Extruder combo on you, there is no excuse. You have it as well. Use your own. Quit whining. At my 30,000 crit. Everybody has the moves. I'm not doing anything unusual. If I were to awaken on somebody who is level 50, well, you have an awakening too. Use it. That you will probably never see me do, so it'll probably be more along the lines of, if you awakened against me, expect an ancient trigger. It's gonna happen, because it's so fun to use. Anyway, so that concludes the cubing video. I guess this wasn't quite as short. God, I hope this isn't like 3 videos again. But I just wanted to lay down the ground rules for some people, because launchers are pretty sad pre-cube. We have some skills, but they're mostly PvE skills, and they don't combo very well. Unless you just want to have this happen to you all the time, the entire match. All we'll do is run around, so you can't hurt us, and laser combo you. And that will literally be it. You'll get random stares and stuff as you're, like, closing in on us. You'll get random gatlings, random flamethrowers. And our only combo will be our longest combo. So if you want to sit there and watch as this happens to you, and happens to you, and happens to you 10 or 11 times until we win the match, fine. I mean, yell at us for cubing. But fellow launchers, cube all you want. You're launchers. You're not exactly, you know, this amazing swordsman or any kind of other class. We shoot a hand cannon. Like, this is my X attack. Other classes forget how important the X attack is. I mean, Zombato users have a huge upper, like, I think they're the biggest in the game. They have the hugest attack range with their weapon. So their X attack is stronger than a lot of my cubes, quite honestly, because it gets you into insane combos, especially if they're frenzying. I know frenzy is technically a cube that enhances their X attack, but I don't have a cube that enhances my hand cannon. And I've got, you know, look at me, I'm in full rares, and this is my attack speed. With maximum attack speed. I think there's one level 65 pink, I don't know if it's in the game yet, that lets my attack speed get higher than this. And yes, I'm looking for it. But aside from the fact that I'll probably never find it, this is going to be my attack speed forever. So I can't really use that a lot. I mean, the most I can do with it is, you know, if I get people in the corner, you'll see this a lot. I like to cancel the hell out of a whole bunch of moves over and over, just to get as many hits on them as possible. But, I mean, that is literally it. If you're not against a wall, I can't do anything with my non-cubes except laser combo you. So if you're gonna, you know... I guess I've said this way too many times. Now it sounds like I hold a grudge. Like, rah, 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 rah. The other thing you should know is this almost never happens. If it does happen to you, get to Gladiator 10 and get the heck out of Basic. Because only people in Basic whine about this. There's literally no one... you know, I've had people, like, level 20 show up in Expert Channel. And when we cube them, they don't say a word. They just sit there and they go, oh, well, maybe I should level. To which, you know, you can respond, yes, maybe you should level. It's a good idea. It's never not a good idea to level. But, it's never really an issue. It really isn't. In Expert Channel, nobody, I mean, heck, in Expert Channel is where most people awaken on you. So, if somebody awakens on you, they're certainly not going to complain about you cubing. So use your cubes with impunity once you get to Gladiator 10. People can just expect it. It's not going to be bad-mannered. You're not going to be in Basic with a bunch of little people who are, you know, level 10. Don't know why they're there, kind of trying to learn the game. And if they are trying to learn the game, and you're this, you know, giant, full, rare-geared avatar, why not help them learn? Don't just go in and say, like, oh, you're going to love this combo and one-shot them. Help them learn. Try to, you know, walk around in areas where people normally do stuff. Teach them evasion. Do a lot of evasive maneuvers. Use all of your evasive maneuvers. Do the air jump. I guess I could throw that in here, as long as I'm rambling. The air jump is just firing in the opposite direction while you hold the other direction. It's one of the fastest ways to get out of something. A lot of our stuff, when we're trying to get out of it, we'll do a slide. People can grab you out of the slide almost all the time. So if you're really getting trashed in the corner, you know, you're in a brawl game and you got 3 people attacking you, you can pretty much always just cannon out of there by jumping in a direction, and oop, you gotta turn around. Jump in a direction, cannon out of there. And this will send you halfway across the screen, which means, of course, if you do it twice, you can get all the way across the screen, which is a great way to get in. And speaking of evasion, wow, I guess this is gonna be like the hidden notes that nobody will know unless they watch all these videos, because I'm not gonna put this in the title. The other thing about evasion that's really good is to, in a brawl, lead people to other people and then hide in their combat. It sounds like a dumb idea, because, I mean, why would you, you know, go purposefully into a berserker's range? But it's really funny, because the person chasing you will kind of give up, like, I don't know if I should get near that berserker. And so sometimes I will just do, like, drive-bys. Like, I'll just run through 2 people fighting, and maybe, like, trip both of them and then run. And the only reason I did that is because the guy chasing me is going to arrive at the time that they stand up angrily. And it's a great way, if one person has a huge advantage over you, like it's an exo or something, you want somebody else to do some damage to him, or at least get him ready for one of your combos. So it's good. You can always use people against each other. Alright, I really am done now. This is going to be a couple-parter. Unavoidable at this point, but hope you enjoyed it. This is why to cube, why not to cube, and just keep it in mind while you're playing. Good luck.